If you're not familiar with the Clarity Act, this is the crypto bill. They already passed the stablecoin, so we're all clear on that. They're going to bring in the regulation on the cryptos, the digital currencies. So that should be signed by the president by this summer. And it also corresponds with Canton Network going live. They're going to do a beta, and then October 1st, they go live. That's basically tokenizing the stock market. With all these AI data centers that are causing craziness going all over the country. They're sucking up the electricity that are used for the people. They're sucking up the water. It's the AI grid. They're in such a rush to get it done because that's the AI surveillance grid going on. The United States will be turning into China. Your social credit score, you're going to be moved into a digital currency that they could turn on, turn off. They can tell you what to buy, what not to buy. Your money is going to be turned off if you don't use it within a certain amount of time frame. They're going to have bank accounts with negative interest rates, so you're forced to spend your money. This is going to get very dystopian.
Podcast Twins, we are on location. It's going to be Russ time again. Vince?
Wow. Before we blow your mind once again, we're going to go ahead and remind you once again, just do us one little bitty favor and take 3 seconds and reach down and click that red subscribe button. Make sure you click the bell icon so you can get all the notifications every time we're about to put out some brilliant stuff like this. So definitely make sure you do that. Make sure you follow us. Click the follow on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, where we do all of our little short reels, man, please. And you guys have been doing amazing. Just make sure now that you've done it, you share it with somebody else so we can get that done too. Today, we are on location. Once again, this time we had to come to the man. He brought the great information to us. Today, we had to bring the information to him. Drew?
South Florida M&A Advisors Office, thank you for opening up your home to us today.
Appreciate it.
And Russell actually requested to be on the podcast again, and we teed it up as quickly as we could, so I'm glad it worked with your schedule. But Russ, you got a lot to talk about today.
Let's talk about it.
When Russ calls and says, hey, I want to be on the show, that lets us know, let's drop everything else and get there and make it happen.
Start buying ammo and silver and Canton coin as much as you possibly
can. There we go.
So
before didn't you guys hit a milestone in YouTube?
We did. We officially crossed the 5,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. That was amazing. Now we're above 5,100. Hey, listen, we're growing organically. We're growing the right way. There's no bots. There's none of that fancy false buying people. Nope. That's 100% you guys supporting us.
And I had a lot of people to thank, including Russ at 6 Degrees last Thursday, because, Ariana Fontenot was on here. Yeah. She killed it. My man Mark Infante came up and complimented us on the Jamaica versus Italy cooking episode. So thank you guys for subscribing and watching, and thank you for the in-person compliments. Even my mother-in-law sent me a message saying, hey, can you send me that pulled pork recipe when you and Vince made the pork and fish?
Right.
And I sent it to her. She made it. She said it was phenomenal, amazing. So,
before we pass on that, speaking of that milestone, I love that statistic. Can y'all give me that statistic again that puts us in the top percentage?
So we were driving up to Vince's house, me and Curfton, last couple of weeks ago, and I said, I don't even know. Look it up real quick, because I was driving. Curfton was my navigator, and I said, look it up real quick. Tell me, how many podcasts out of all the millions of them make it to, 5,000 subscribers? And he looked it up, and he said it's somewhere between 7 and 8%. And they mostly take it 3 to 6 years to get to that 5,000 mark.
That's unbelievable.
So then we looked up the 10,000 mark, and it's 2% or less of 138 million podcasts. So our subscribers, we can't thank you enough.
No, not enough.
This is all, and guys like Russ who have come on now the 5th time, I believe.
Yeah.
Giving great information. The short when you talked about the ISO coins just went absolutely crazy. And
like 10,000.
I'm excited, scared, and ready to be prepared.
I'm already on my notes page, ready to start typing in notes.
And I'll probably watch this episode 10 times before it even publishes, now that it's on live. So, Russ, what's the, you said it got to be on the podcast again. It's time. So.
Let's talk about it.
I think we're in the 12-month window of the collapse. I think we're here. I was hoping it was 2030, but you kind of see things playing out in real time here. So I'm calling it. I personally think, based on the people that I subscribe to, and they've been pretty spot on, pretty good. Um, they're calling September. They're calling this September, but that doesn't mean they're right either. Um, so yeah, I think there's a window between now and 1 year out. I think it correlates to how the Clarity Act gets signed. So what if you're not familiar with the Clarity Act? This is the crypto bill. They already passed the stablecoin, so we're all clear on that. They're going to bring in the regulation on the cryptos, the digital currencies. So that should be signed by the president probably by this summer, right? And it also corresponds with Canton Network going live this summer. They're going to do a beta, and then October 1st they go live. That's basically tokenizing the stock market. So yeah, you're going to have. They're talking about 100+ trillion going on chain on the Canton Network. So that's insane. We already talked about on the last time about the U.S. Treasury is getting tokenized on the Canton Network.
Right.
That's going to be the monster. It's all the banks are in it. It's backed by everyone. So it's a privacy layer for them to conduct business for the world assets. So everything in the world is going on chain. We talked about $400 trillion worth of assets going on chain. Everything you can imagine: real estate, cars, bonds, derivatives is over 2 quadrillion, I mean, I don't. No one really knows how much it is, but it's some ridiculous number. So they're talking about the derivative complex going on chain, probably the Canton Network. So it's coming together. And if you notice, have you heard of Circle?
No.
Circle is the USDC stablecoin. They have launched a crypto called ARC, and it's an interoperability layer one, and that is right now in a privacy. It's in a sale, not out to the public, but this is the big money, and these are all the big. We call it not hedge funds, but the huge
Private
company
equity.
and the investors that put money into venture funds.
Okay. Yeah.
All that stuff like that. So huge money is going into ARC. Canton's already out. So you see the layers being built. So once that Clarity Act gets through, then what are they waiting for at that point? Because it's. I think it's sooner than later. I think you're what you're witnessing. Last time we did this, there was no war, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Which
It was a
is
lot
scary.
of talk, right?
Yeah.
So
A lot of threats.
now we're in this war. So you saw 30 days of bombing Israel, bombing Iran.
Carnage.
Yeah, ridiculousness going on. Now they're just blocking. Now the worst that could have happened is blocking the Strait of Hormuz, which basically they shut down the flow of oil.
Yeah.
Right. So oil typically goes as fast as a bicycle.
Okay.
Those tankers move out.
Yeah.
So we're now into 6 weeks, let's say. So the last remaining tankers have arrived. So there's no oil.
That's it.
Coming to the world out of a few just got through with a China vessel. So it looks like China's still getting their oil. But everyone else is out of oil.
Yeah.
So most people think that the United States is energy independent. We are not. So we only 60% get imported.
Wow.
Okay. So what's going on right now, Trump is selling off the Strategic Petroleum Reserve as a loan, not a loan. They're drawing it down. So that's not good either.
That's not working.
So we're probably going to see oil shocks probably coming if it's gone up already, we're going to have some major shocks coming in over the next 60 days leading up to July 4th, where we'll be out of oil. So yeah, we got some big problems
out of oil.
Yeah. I saw LA yesterday at $8.54.
Yeah.
$8.54 for regular.
Where are we going to make up the 60% that we import? So what they're already doing is they talked about they're rushing through Congress right now, E15 ethanol, which they would never allow.
Right.
So now they're diluting the gas. because they have, then they don't wait until there's a problem. They try to find some solution to delay it or just to appease the public. But yeah, we have major issues. This is bad.
So let me ask you a question about oil.
Yeah.
The Texas market,
Yeah.
where all of the people who graduate, in any form of engineering in that sector, they run to the Houston, Dallas area because the oil sector there. What is it? Because you say we're not producing enough to be self-sufficient. Are they producing oil in that region at all, or just what's that whole purpose?
Well,
I don't understand.
I'm not an expert, but if you remember the last administration that we all loved, they stopped pipelines.
Yes.
They stopped a lot of it. So even if you wanted to launch one, it just doesn't like you just turn it on.
Right.
It takes time.
You got to find it. You got to dig it. You got to.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to
strike oil, otherwise you get nothing.
Got to make sure it's there.
100%.
So I mean, at this point, we're only
because they didn't want it because it was ugly.
Okay.
Well, they were because of they wanted to go green, and so that climate control green is now a scam because look what they're doing with the AI data centers. AI data centers take up all water.
Climate change? What are you talking about?
Yeah, they're only using like crazy amounts of water, crazy amounts of electricity, and the Bitcoin scam, how they use too much electricity.
Oh my God!
I mean, come on. I mean, listen, what was going on? I mean, listen, we're heading into. I also learned that we're heading into a grand solar minimum. It's going to get colder. So, so we're heading into like 15 years of cold. I mean, we're in Florida.
Well, we actually just had our coldest winter, if you call it that, ever, right?
And our best
consecutive days cold.
Yeah.
Didn't rain as much. I mean, we had our best winter in my lifetime.
We're going into a grand solar minimum. Okay, so the planet's not heating; it's actually getting colder.
We got to play golf as much as humanly possible.
Hey.
So if you look back in the 70s, there was a Time magazine, and they were talking about how we're going to go in ice age.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that changed in the 80s and 90s. We're going to heat up, and they changed the words. It's all coming out of Europe and the ESG, environmental, social, government, all that stuff like that. But listen, with all these AI data centers that are causing craziness going all over the country, they're sucking up the electricity that are used for the people. They're sucking up the water. It's basically an AI. It's the AI grid. They're in such a rush to get it done because that's the AI surveillance grid going on. Unfortunately, the United States will be turning into China. Your social credit score, you're going to be moved into a digital currency that they could turn on, turn off. They could tell you what to buy, what not to buy. You could, your money is going to be turned off if you don't use it within a certain amount of time frame. They're going to have bank accounts with negative interest rates, so you're forced to spend your money. This is going to get very dystopian. And once they flip the switch onto the digital economy and they move everyone into the stable coins and
we're the podcast twins. I'm Drew. That's Vince. Gold and silver aren't just history. They're security. That's why we partner with Miles Franklin.
And if you just call 952-929-7006 or email them at info@milesfranklin.com, tell them that the podcast twin sent you. You'll get preferred pricing and you'll get very well taken care of by them.
Real talk, real value, Miles Franklin.
It's going to get crazy. It's going to get really, they're preparing the AI data centers. Like I said, it's AI surveillance through Palantir. They want to track everyone. I don't understand why they want to track them, but they want control of you. So
they want to control you. They want to know everything you did. I was watching a video the other day about I forget the name of that program that shut down the exact same day that Facebook launched. Basically, the government program closed the same day that Facebook launched, and basically
you can't make that stuff up. Man.
No, it was the government tracking program that got they. You can't do that. Okay, we won't do that. Whoop, same day, February 4th of I think it was whatever that year was, but they literally closed that down and opened it up the exact same day.
Right.
And now Facebook came out there, and this Zuckerberg guy came out of nowhere, and now is 100 million gazillionaire.
Yeah, I think Facebook's a CIA plan.
No, 100%. That's what they were saying. It was it just took away the CIA plot, which I forget the name of that program. I should have wrote it down. And launched the same day. They didn't even try to hide it. Okay, we close down, you open up, boom, same day. Unbelievable.
But going back to the
yeah, go ahead.
People have to understand how serious this situation is. Fertilizer comes out of the Strait of Hormuz, and it's not getting anywhere. So what's going to happen around the world? There's going to be famines, okay, because they can't. You're in planting season right now, right? If they don't have fertilizer, and fertilizer is so expensive, the yield is going to go down. So it's very well known in the independent media that this crop season is going to be a lot lower. So there's going to be food issues in the United States next year. Okay, but with the other countries. You're talking about Australia. You're talking about Australia running out of jet fuel, England running out of jet fuel by June. You're talking about like Thailand. This is it's all coordination. It's really unbelievable because there's also oil refineries going up in smokes. There's food plants going up, and everything that it's happening all over the world. These are all very amazing coincidences, but the fertilizer is very important. Without the fertilizer, you can't produce crops, and the food production gets held back. Which, if the real goal of the globalists is to bring the population down to a very from 7 billion to a very low number, and then really keep everyone in control. So I don't know how it's going to play out. That's what I've learned. But clearly, these are all, Iran didn't close the Strait of Hormuz. The insurance companies did because of the threat of the tankers. All right. So because of the threat, there was no insurance.
Right.
So the oil tankers couldn't get through because there was no coverage.
Right.
And they're carrying, crazy amounts of oil.
Right.
So it wasn't Iran making a blockade. It was the insurance companies shutting it down. Then the United States does a blockade. Okay. Thinking they could choke Iran. So in reality is Iran is stronger than ever before. Then what we have now wasted 6 weeks of dropping our bombs, and we don't even have enough bombs.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Sustain. Yeah, I mean, they were putting on decoys. They were blowing up fake helicopters, and they were dropping bombs on these decoy stuff. And the United States was just blowing crazy. I think it's like $2 billion.
Oh, yeah.
$2 billion a week we're blowing on.
Yeah, it was something crazy, some stupid millions per day.
Right.
Which was amounting into the billions of dollars.
Right. So Iran has been preparing for this since 2005. They have unbelievable amounts of ballistic missiles hidden in the underground. And clearly, they're saying they're going to go after the uranium. Okay. Do you think they're going to place all the uranium in one place? Okay. So maybe in a movie where the Delta Force comes in and grabs the uranium and kumbaya, they fly out, and it's a great movie. Well,
and he gets the girl.
Right. You know what I mean?
You can make many sequels.
Uranium's in multiple places.
Oh my God!
How do you transport 1,500 tons of some crazy amount of uranium they got?
That sounds like a lot of tonnage.
So they really can't. Okay, remember they saved that pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
No, that was a disastrous attempt of the United States to try to go after the uranium that failed. Okay, they're not telling you the truth.
No,
it's amazing what's going on. So they can't win this.
Didn't they establish that pilot was an actor?
I mean, aren't they all actors?
I mean, literally, like they brought up film of prior acting roles, and they like, man, since when does actors suddenly become pilots?
Since you're an actor, maybe you could get a gig
like that.
Mondani is an actor. He was in a Disney movie.
He was
in 2017.
Yeah, but he just fixed the whole debt of New York, right? Isn't that the new story?
Well, I can replace my old man Ronnie. Me and old Nancy. We can go out here and make it happen again.
Right. So the United States can't win this war unless they're going to drop a nuclear bomb on it. But I don't think that's going to happen.
So do you think that we're holding them hostage to try to suppress the threat of to keep everybody on the dollar? Because that's also what we're hearing. He's trying to chokehold everybody.
So let's go back to the basics. 1974, Kissinger went to Saudi Arabia to sign a deal. It was never signed. It was actually a handshake of the petrodollar, where everyone buys oil in dollars,
right?
And then you're trading the oils in dollars, and the dollars get then reinvested back in the United States stock market,
right?
And everything. Okay, well, how are we doing right now protecting the Middle East?
Not that well.
Right. So So we haven't done. So basically, everyone in the Middle East realized the United States can't protect them. So you just had the UAE pull out of OPEC.
Right.
Okay. So that's
not good.
Huge.
Because they just
pulled out of OPEC.
Yeah.
And they just got swap lines to the Federal Reserve to stay afloat, because there's no money coming in. So they got swap lines directly into the Federal Reserve. It's insane. So just to survive. So the OPEC is now broken up. Okay, so that is basically the petrodollar. And now, if you're gonna get through the Strait of Hormuz, you got to pay in Bitcoin, gold, yuan. So now we're talking about the petro yuan. So that's what Iran is trying to do. But the bigger strategy is the United States is trying to choke China. That's what's going on. They're going into Iran, okay, so they can stop the oil, so they can stop China. Okay, because China is so many years ahead of us in technology and AI, and on its way to singularity to control the world. So United States took out Venezuela for oil, Maduro. It was to choke China. They're going after Iran because they're not a Rothschild bank, just like Venezuela was not a Rothschild bank.
So that's already
they're trying to go after the last remaining pieces to get everyone into this system. So the and you notice how they did that? They blockaded Hormuz, so China couldn't get oil out, right? So China couldn't get their vessels out of oil. So I think it's a multiple play. Israel clearly wants Iran. They've been talking about Iran since the 90s. They've been talking about them having a nuclear weapon for the past 30 years. They're always 2 weeks away. We know that story. It's documented. Netanyahu also went to testified to Congress when we went to war with Iraq that they had nuclear weapons.
Right.
So you saw how 500,000 people died because of that. So his rhetoric is based on nothing factual. Because if you're going to test nuclear weapons, you got to test it out in the open. You got to do tests. And you can't test, they're not testing it underground. So they got to test out in the open. So they haven't done that. So they're not even close to a nuclear weapon. So our involvement in Iran is a facade, basically. They don't have nuclear weapons.
They got the weapons.
They're not close to nuclear weapons.
They got weapons of mass destruction. They got them. We know it.
Yeah, but George Bush is still looking.
Didn't we hear that before?
It's yellow cake.
They got
yellow. They got yellow cake.
Yellow cake. Yeah. That's what they got, right?
So
besides, that's the man who tried to kill my dad.
Yeah, they're challenging the petrodollar. So when you challenge the petrodollar, you get murdered, because Hussein got killed, Gaddafi got killed.
Yeah.
But here now the BRICS. We talked about BRICS.
Talking about BRICS last time.
Now we got all these countries in BRICS, and you're seeing the play of the petrodollar, because we talked about it.
We did.
We talked about how the petrodollar is going to end. We didn't know
from the beginning. You talked about that.
I talked about it. Andy Sheckman told me back in 2022 how the petrodollar is going to end, but I didn't think it was going to be coming from a war with a blockade. But listen, these things are all planned out. So it's going exactly as planned. You could reference the Economist magazine. The Economist magazine back in 2012 showed Hamas people on hang gliders. It was on the cover. Okay, they give predictions of the future. And
so do the Simpsons,
right? So do the Simpsons, right? And then on the current Economist for 26, if you look at that, if you look on online, it shows tankers. It shows weapons. It's like a cartoon. So the Economist is like a globalist magazine, and it tells you what the future. They always tell you what they're going to do in the future, just like they told you about COVID. They tell you in advance. So
they must work with Hollywood, because, Hollywood been teasing us and getting us ready for everything 10, 15, 20 years prior to making this thing drop. So Like I said, the writers, they ain't that damn smart. They ain't coming up with that kind of ideas. And then they're just testing us, letting us know, okay, they're not ready for it yet. They're not ready for the real aliens to come yet. So
well, that's Project Bluebeam, right? So they just came out with the UFO files. There's something called Project Bluebeam. So
I've heard of
it's a hoax, probably a hoax, but but
it's either going to be an alien invasion or you're going to see Jesus,
it's
right?
Either a hoax.
Like
Jesus comes back.
Jesus comes back.
It's either a hoax or a teaser. I'm going with the teaser because listen, they want you to know. They tease it out there and they want you to know these things.
People don't pay attention.
They don't pay attention, and that's what makes it funny. Off subject, you watch some of these movies and you see the symbolism. When you really start understanding symbols, you're like, man, they're telling you right in your face.
Yeah, when you hear 3-3, we caught Tyler Robinson in 33 hours. That's a symbol.
Yeah,
right.
You're
33 people in this city have COVID.
Yeah,
33 people have a hantavirus.
You're in the 33 club
virus or whatever it's called.
They don't even. Oh man, the 33 club at Disney. Do you really understand what club you're in? You know, this is mind blowing.
So it's all a matrix. We're all caught up in it. Even if you're
that's the shirt.
You're in the matrix when you look at your credit card, you look at your driver's license. It's all in capital letters. You're in the debt-based system. You're all caught up in it. So you have to prepare because they know what's going on. The central banks know what's going on. They've been buying gold and silver. Silver is down today, but that's okay. It was almost at 89. Right now, we're dealing with liquidity squeeze.
Silver's down. That's a buying signal. We got to
go buy silver.
Straight to Miles Franklin right after the show, as usual.
Yeah, they're talking about a $300 to $500 silver coming in. The reason why silver's down today because of the oil pressure. These companies have to get all their margins. They have to get their money, so they're selling off the most liquid assets, which is gold and silver and stocks. So that's why you're seeing gold and silver down, even though it was just at 89. Now it's at 77.
Okay.
But the underlying, within 5 years, there's going to be no more silver left. So it's going to go to unobtainium basically, and the pricing on that. You're talking maybe $1,000 per ounce. It could maybe even touch dollar for gold. So if listen, if you're going to survive this apocalypse that's coming in, because it is coming in, because last time we're not talking about oil shortage or a fertilizer shortage. We were not at war. Okay, they are setting up the Clarity Act. They got the Clarity Act. They're gonna usher in this stable coin and the crypto clarity. So you got to get the banking system is upside down. We know that. We talked about it.
Yeah.
The money that you have in the bank is really not there. It's just digital dollars.
Paper silver. It's all 800 to 1 or something.
Yeah, paper. Right now. They papered over the silver market 400 to 1. Papered over the gold market 60 to 1. We're in the biggest Ponzi scheme in human history.
Yes.
So if you hold dollars, okay, if you hold paper assets, those stock that you own, and it's fantastic. The stock market's so high, the S&P, you name it, everyone's electric, right? It's making lots of money. Problem is, you don't have the certificate. You don't even own the asset.
Well, I got good news though, because me and Curfton and Vince will be your personal bodyguard system because you have all the silver. So we'll be around.
Yeah.
I got some survival skills. I can cut up a cow and cook it, so we could still eat carnivore style.
Just make sure when the electricity goes out that you have a backup. Well, the cow's going to go rotten.
Yeah.
I had a friend who bought a cow and he put it in the refrigerator. And then the electricity went out, and then the whole thing was finished. So.
That's a waste.
Generator,
we got bullets, though.
freezer.
Yeah, bullets.
We got bullets.
Yeah, bullets are important.
Yeah, so we're in T-minus 12 months, 6 months, who knows?
That's scary.
Got to start preparing because...
Yes, what do we do? What do we do to get ready?
Let me ask that.
Next question,
Who does that affect the most? And who feels it first?
For food, is for countries that don't produce their own food.
Okay.
Right? You're talking like Japan, the Asian bloc, basically.
Okay.
Australia. They're going to be... famine. We're talking famine. That's the word that's coming, is famine. Now, the United States produces a good amount of food. Okay. So you're going to have major price shock on food inflation. There'll probably be lines. Okay. But if you're smart, start while no one is running to the food store.
Right.
Now is the time to really start preparing. Buy your water, get canned goods. You can buy stored food. A company called My Patriot Supply. There's a whole bunch of stored foods that you can, you can store for 5+ years. So food is important because every day that you have the store food, it's cheaper than what you're going to be paying for it in the future.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got to prepare. So food, prepare for water. Okay. Then we're talking about your entire life savings. So yeah, I hate to say it, but the great taking is still in place.
This hurts Vince's soul every time.
We talked about the stock, everyone's stocks and bonds. You don't have the possession of the assets.
No certificates.
So when the system goes down, you're on the bottom of the totem pole.
Even if we made a run on the bank and they paid you, if you was one of the few people in the Ponzi scheme that got all your money, you got all this paper, eventually that won't mean nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at history, when Weimar, Zimbabwe, they had $1 trillion bills.
Yeah.
Some ridiculous amount of, and it was just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And so when the public lose faith in that piece of paper, okay, that's when hyperinflation kicks in. But remember, there's a but. There's a lot of money all over the world because we're the reserve currency. So when the rest of the world doesn't believe in the dollar, which is happening now, okay, because we're the bully and we go in and take out governments, we kill leaders, and we steal oil. Okay,
we do that.
We went into Venezuela and stole their oil, and we're trying to take the Iranian oil. So who in the right mind would trust the United States? Who in the mind, like Iran's going to sign a deal with the United States? They were ready to sign a deal, and then the United States started bombing them. Iran does not trust the United States. They're not going to sign a deal. This is a war to the end.
So let me ask you this.
Gangster trust.
Is there any chance that the people that you're learning from are wrong? Or is it 100%?
Well, I think right now we're 3 to 5 years in with an oil crisis and a food crisis.
Okay.
That's baked in the cake because we're nowhere close. Even if they ended it today, when you turn off oil, you just don't, move the switch on.
Right.
It creates a lot of problem with your oil well. Creates problems. When you're bombing LNG and you're bombing other infrastructure, it takes time to build it back. And right now you see nothing moving at all.
Okay.
Nothing. So there's no oil coming into the United States. This is all very well planned out all over the world. Like I said, depopulation, they want to get everyone under control. They have to move. This is a created crisis. Okay. And what is the solution? The new financial system.
So to the American people with this created crisis. So again, we talked about it affecting food in other countries, but it's slower here, whatever, because we do produce. But as far as, your everyday average American, because normally when crisis hit, it two areas really don't get affected. The very poor because they don't know what's happening, and the very rich because they've already prepared. They already know what's happening. It's the middle of the middle ground.
Middle class is
this
middle class is going to get wiped out.
Yeah, that is, are we looking at the same type of situation where the middle class is going to get hit across the head, but the very poor, it's just business as usual for them? And what about the wealthy? Is this one going to actually touch the wealthy?
It's going to touch everyone. It all depends how you prepared for this. This is a 100-year event coming at us. When was the last time you had a famine? Or if you're around in the 70s, the lines for gas was crazy.
Yes.
It was odd even. Everyone was going to small cars. I think gas was 40 cents an ounce. That was the big price. You look at
So it's not the best time to buy a car, huh?
We were in a big Lincoln Continental, a big 8-cylinder hog, baby, and that thing was every other day. The license plate odd even. That's when you knew you could get gas. I remember that. I was a little kid, but I remember that.
Yeah, in about 30 days, you're going to really start feeling what's going on towards June and July. Price shocks. It's going to affect it because we're selling off our strategic reserve. I even heard that the reserve was really prepared in the 70s because of the oil crisis. Now the strategic oil reserve is a cavern. Okay. And supposedly there hasn't been maintenance done on this cavern since like 1994. So supposedly in this cavern, if you try to take oil out, it will collapse. So the question is, how much really oil do we have? And I was told that we really have about a month's worth of oil in the United States, because this underground cavern has not been properly maintained since 1994. So yeah, everything's a lie. All I can say is we are living in a matrix that everything is fake. So really what you're watching is the unveiling. This is the unveiling of what is going on. So famine in certain countries, incredible price shock here, maybe food lines. You're going to have oil. They're going to start telling, like in India, they're telling people to stay at home. Okay,
Yeah.
work from home. Okay, so they're gonna start. You know, they already started in the government. They're moving on to that ethanol I talked about, the E15. So they're already making moves already. Um, so the minute oil goes up, everything goes up. Transportation goes up, food goes up, everything goes up because everything gets transported.
Right.
So when the system goes down, there's no credit. Nothing gets transported. So yeah, so the system has to end because we're like spending money like a drunken sailor.
So other than load up on silver, which we've been doing since you
Right.
told us
So-
when it was $28 or
Right.
$29.
Yeah, buy your gold, buy
get
your silver,
get your
get it in
Canton
your
coin.
possession, get it in your possession, get it into a vault, a vault, a Brinks vault, or out of the country. It's always good to have assets out of the country. If you can't afford, get a plan B, because United States
Not the pill.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead,
Plan B, because we are falling off the tallest ladder. I said that before.
You did.
We are the one to fall, because we got to take down Babylon. We are Babylon. They have to move everyone into the digital currency, multipolar world, no reserve currency. So here we are. We are in, like I said, I keep saying we're in that window. You're seeing it play out in real time because of the war, closing down the strait, no gas, no oil, no fertilizer. You know, the whole world is heading into major shocks. You don't feel it now, but you think business is normal. You're seeing a little price, but it's coming, because when there's an earthquake in Iran, the shock waves take time to hit the United States.
Right.
Okay, so it's coming. They can't avoid it. We're not insulated. Okay, and we're the ones that they want to take out. The United States gets taken out. So. You know,
well, we call ourselves patriots. The rest of the world does not use that word patriot when they.
Well, no one likes us,
right? Because we're the bully, and
we're the bully.
We're the bully, but
we have
telling you we're a patriot.
You know, listen, the people are great. Okay, it's the government. The government, is behind. If everyone understood what real finances mean, if you studied the central bank system and you understand what's going on the plumbing beneath the system, you would run. You would run for the hills, no matter what the stock market does, because we're heading into the bond market right now for the first time since 2007. As I texted you yesterday, is at 5%, so that shows a financial crisis is coming. So what's happening right now? You have the Federal Reserve is, I believe they are buying all the debt they can, and so I believe they're buying short-term debt. And then the Treasury is manipulating the long term. I'm not sure if I got that exactly right. So there's a lot of manipulation going on to keep the stock market high, to keep the 99.9% of the Americans in the stock market. So when the rug pull comes, okay, the rug pull is coming.
So we
got a guy, Andy Scheckman, will move your pension plan and your retirement into silver if you want him to.
I got to get out. I got to retire first.
Yeah, the pensions are going to get walloped because they're invested in. They're invested in the hardcore.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is an AI bubble.
Well, I mean, hell, we even got hit with the big Ponzi scheme 15 years ago when what's the name went to prison. What was the name?
Rothstein?
No.
You talking about the Bitcoin Cash guy?
No, not Bitcoin.
He's talking about the money launderer, the financial advisor.
Yeah, the financial.
Oh, not Rothstein.
No.
Yeah, you got me on.
Yeah,
I
we know who I'm
you're
talking about.
Curfton will help us. Don't worry,
But when that
the
happened,
Enron guy.
Enron guy,
Yeah, but this Ponzi scheme is bigger than any other Ponzi
but I'm saying that hit all the pension plans at that point, including the Florida retirement system. I mean, I remember it hit us.
Pensions are the low-hanging fruit to get wiped out.
Yeah. So it didn't kill us because we were solvent, very solvent, but it did touch us. So I understand how sensitive it could be with those things. But I wanted to ask you again, you was talking about the caverns with the oil and how it hasn't really effectively been checked, meaning it was just like
it's been checked as much as the Fort Knox.
That's what I was just about to say. It reminds me of the Fort Knox. Yeah. It's silver and gold in there for sure. How much?
So the gold in the
40 years ago, it was this much.
Fort Knox was the gold that was confiscated in the 30s.
Right. And nobody ever checked, allegedly.
Well, but
that's
not Rothstein.
Madoff. Thank you. Not that guy was later, and I hate him because I lost a lot of money with that guy because they were supposed to come in and save anyway. Woosah.
So the question is, give me something in the United States financial system that is real. The banking system is fractional reserve, meaning the money's not in the bank.
Yeah.
The stock market is not real because you don't actually have the certificates. They got rid of that.
Yeah.
Okay. The bond market is completely manipulated by the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury. The gold and silver market, the commodities, because of the futures, are completely manipulated. Papered. The paper is what causes the manipulation. They could paper over the entire market cap by, let's say, silver 400 times to manipulate. So you got 8 banks that are constantly manipulating the silver and gold market, which is insane. Can you name one thing in our country that is legit?
No. No. I mean, really, you can't. But again, sometimes that's why,
just people don't.
That's why I wore the
people
good time
don't know.
shirt.
People don't understand.
Right. But that's the whole point. Because if you are extremely in the poor population, you don't know when the market's up or down. It is what it is. Nothing changes as they say in the hood. And the wealthy are usually a part of it. But then there's certain parts, like you said, even in the government sector, where if you're not in the inside, you're going to get hit too. So if you're rich, but you ain't really in that wealthy group, you can start to feel these things. So there's really nothing real.
The people closest to the money printer are the winners.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I was saying how long before it really affects everyone. I mean, before you start.
You're affected every day in your life. Look what you spend for a hot dog or a can of soup in the 70s. Okay, they are eroding our money as we live. Now, if you look at gold versus the stock market already crashed versus gold.
Yeah.
Okay. Versus the declining dollar, you may think you're making more money. Okay, but compared to gold, it already crashed. Wow. It already had a crash.
Plus, you're making more money, but you're spending.
Right. So everything is grossly over. You go out for a lunch. You go out for a nice business lunch. It's $25, $30.
Yeah.
But we haven't even started because, once again, it all ties into transportation, the diesel, and everything. So, like I said, we're living in a matrix. Nothing is real. Everything it's okay during the past 60, 80 years. If you're caught in between, you're living your normal life, you're making a living, you're still living, you're losing your value because that's what, 2 to 3% inflation happens every year. But now we're at the end and you're watching things that would take 50 years to happen is now fast forward. We're on fast forward.
Yeah.
We are
yeah.
Listen, a generation saw JFK pass away, right? That was, and then you're watching assassinations, you're watching
fake assassinations.
You're watching things that are happening that take decades.
Allegedly.
Decades.
No, that's not alleged. That's not alleged.
So this is for entertainment purposes.
It is for entertainment purposes
only.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
no, you're not.
No, I'm not. Whew, okay.
Sorry, Russ. Go ahead.
Yeah, Hollywood,
Yeah.
Hollywood, then Hollywood.
I
That's
knew
all.
we just had to nudge Russ and let
Yeah.
him cook today.
That's it.
So,
You know, he got the big wooden spoon, so he's stirring the pot today.
Yeah.
But all of this is good, and I hope that you guys are going to watch this again and take some notes, because as much as we talked about it the last two times, how long can we kick the can down the road?
There's one other thing I want to talk about.
Yeah.
There's a stablecoin Tether.
Oh no, we ain't going. We ain't done.
Oh, we're not done. Okay,
no, we
good.
ain't done.
So-
no, I was just saying that I hope they're taking notes, because
pay attention.
these things, if you go back and watch each episode and you compare what was happening then to what's
If you
happening now.
Go back to the first episode,
Yeah.
you're like, wow,
Yeah.
this
Just-
ages really well.
Just
Yeah.
the price of silver already from the first episode to where we are now.
I bought it at 27
So-
when Russ told us to buy it at 27.
And so think about these things as we're moving forward. I mean, so we're not saying that, because we're not giving you financial advice. We're just giving you talking points to think about. And that's why I'm just doing it so he can catch his breath.
Yeah, right.
Okay? Because we're going to cut him loose again for some more time. So the floor is yours, buddy. Go get it.
Russ.
So there's something called Tether. It's a stable coin. And around the world, they use Tether. And the United States, the USDC, that's Circle.
Mhm.
We talked about Circle
Yes.
coming out with their layer 1. So Tether, they all buy U.S. Treasuries. They're backed by U.S. Treasuries. So that helps the United States, keeps the Ponzi scheme going, because they're buying, billions and billions of people are buying Tether. But the problem is Tether has never been audited, okay? And they don't know if they have the reserves. So
Now that's FTX. Okay?
Right.
That's FTX.
there's one more movie to play out and with the Tether, I think. We're going to find out. I don't know, what's happening right now. Europe is completely banned them because they don't qualify MiCA compliance for their regulations. So I think there is a movie to be played out with Tether. And I've known that when I've been investing in crypto.
Mhm.
So I think there will be another D-Day on crypto, but I could be wrong. But right now, like I said, they're not, they haven't been on it, but they had been buying a lot of gold reserves to back their Tether, but it's still not audited. I don't know if it's dollar for dollar, but they are a very large holder of gold. So there's another movie there's more to come.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say here. But I think that if that doesn't blow up in our face with the clarity coming in, the Clarity Act, which will then move crypto with regulation, you're going to start seeing the tokenized of assets, which will eventually lead to everything going on the blockchain. So crypto is outside the financial system, and I think we're at the bottom. So if you're investing in crypto, this is a very good time because you don't want to buy when the whole 100% of the world is buying, because really the people that are left in crypto are diehards. The people that were putting their toe in the water got eaten alive, and now it's just the diehard crypto people. And crypto is really made for institutions, because these institutions, all the entire banking is going on the blockchain. All the banks are in it. Crypto is really not for the individual users because they don't have the stomach. But eventually, retail will come in down the road once the clarity comes in. But right now, it's just the diehards. But we talked about the ones that are going to be the winners. Clearly,
Right.
It's
That's
obvious.
It's scary because, again, I mean, I don't joke, but it's the truth that when FTX guy, they never even went and checked that man. That man was going to come in there and save.
He's going to get out soon.
Sure, but he was white collar crime, bro. He spent he's at the country club for 2 years. He's fine. But when you they let him talk about merging and taking over the company with the V that I lost everything in. But they let it get all the way to the table before they realized that his whole operation was him, another guy, and a girl in an apartment. And they had nothing to back nothing up with. But by that point, the name was on the basketball arena.
I think we might need Podcast Twins coin.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's the same way the Dogecoin was created,
we got a
right?
cool logo. Why not?
Same way the Dogecoin was
Can we do that? Can you help us with that?
Yeah.
I need to create
I don't know how to
own.
do it. It's pretty simple.
I mean, I feel like if I type it in Claude AI, they'll just make it
there
for
it
me.
is. But
Am I wrong, Kirk?
But this goes back to verifying that what he just said 5 minutes ago. What's real? There is nothing real. It's all you're just existing, and that is scary as hell.
So there'll be certain cryptocurrencies will have a use case that are tied to the financial system. So you really got to do your homework on that, because there's too many. There's going to be a time where they're going to bring out regulation, and it's going to get rid of like 95% of all crypto. A lot of them don't have any use case, but there are there are very good use cases for digital assets. And, like I talk about real world assets, there's AI tokens, there's a whole bunch of, banking is going to be tokenized, all different stuff. Every deposit's going to be tokenized. So yeah, everything goes to a tokenized. And that's what Larry Fink said. So, he's the World Economic Forum chairman, and he is the chairman of BlackRock. So you got to listen to the guy who basically
pulls the strings.
Basically.
Yeah. Now, are they inclined to tell us the truth? That's the next thing. That's the problem with a guy like that.
Well, he did. He said there's going to be a unified ledger. Unified ledger is Canton.
Okay.
You just had to find out what is the unified ledger.
What about all the stuff about the world core oil and like the Trump coin and all of that stuff? Is that just meme stuff?
Yeah, the reserve oil.
Yeah.
I mean, I looked into that. I was kind of curious.
It's meme coins for.
I mean, if it's tied to oil, dollar for dollar.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're talking about an asset behind.
It's obviously
but
not.
It's not.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the Trump coin. You talking World Liberty, or are you talking about the meme coin?
USDR or something like. I don't know.
Is it a stable coin?
I think I don't know. I have to look it back up.
The
stable coins are legit. HBAR,
all these stable coins that are coming out. Every bank's going to have a stable coin. They're all going to have stable coins. It's basically them buying treasuries from the Fed.
So this weekend, podcast Twins coin created by AI. It's happening.
That's it.
It's happening.
Yeah, I mean the ISO 222 coins, the HBAR. You talk, those are approved cryptos that will have adoption.
Okay.
But there'll be only one coin that will be blow right by Bitcoin, and that's Canton. Anything on the Canton Network that is a crypto will do really well. I think the ARC, the Circle Layer 1 coming out has to be big because it's the USDC Layer 1 coin interoperability. It's going to be huge. They already raised like $300 million for that. So it's going to be monster. You will not believe what's coming when it comes to the world of what's going on chain. It's just a complete change in everything, and it's worldwide. It's just not the United States. We're just the last one to.
And the whole thing is fugazi. It's completely fake.
What is?
All that money is fake, right? Because when they paper over silver 400 to 1, and they paper over oil billion to 1.
That's how they listen. The price of oil is not $100 right now.
Yeah,
I mean it's because of the futures and the paper oil. The real barrel of oil should be a lot more. We're in a crisis right now, So it's just United States has control of the financial system. China's trying to take it away. They're trying to move the real value of the tangible asset, not the paper asset. So United States is all based on a fugazi of paper. The money, the commodities are all paper. Okay, which burns in a crash. So it's going to burn, and if you're in the burning paper, you got nothing.
As long as it's not a passport from an alleged pilot who crashed.
We go.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, that doesn't burn.
He was the guy's father was a Mossad agent.
Oh, come on, man! It's all tied in.
Well, did the guy that bought it right before the terrorist attack just buy some big skyscraper in L.A.?
Oh, he's Silverstein, the guy that owned the World Trade Center,
and put terrorist insurance on it.
Right before.
And he bought some tower in L.A., right?
Yeah,
some big ones.
So nothing to see here.
Yeah, nothing to see here.
Just,
unbelievable.
Nothing bad will happen in LA.
He probably put wildfire.
Went to the doctor's office for an appointment the day the towers went.
Yeah, took his kid to school. Never took his kid to school. Listen, so it's always going to be the top 1% of the 1% that they're going to control this. Now, can we get a little bit of that information as it trickles down enough to hang on and maybe catch the next wave so we can have a family crest as we pass on?
The next wave of billionaires and millionaires will be the people that have the possession of the assets, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Own your real estate.
Own your car.
Yeah.
Own your bicycle when you run out of
they're
oil.
They're going to be able to, Ford just got a bunch of patents.
Oh yeah.
You hear about that?
Yeah.
They're turn off your car.
Yeah, they're gonna check your eyes,
yeah,
and your
they're gonna
mental
make sure
state,
you're not
and your heart
drunk.
rate. And
So imagine if you're getting chased by a killer with a knife. You jump in your car, they analyze it. Well, you're not fit to drive. Well, the killer's going to get to you.
Well, either that or you got to start shooting when you could have gotten away from the gunfight.
So yeah,
that's scary.
Yeah, I just bought a car. I went backwards. I bought a 2014 car.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to get. I'm pulling away. I'm going opposite. I have a key. Actually,
wow.
I haven't had a key in a while. I turned the key. So I'm just trying to.
Did you catch one with like low miles on it or something like that?
Low miles.
Okay.
He already bought a vehicle that can get in Florida. We get a blue license plate when it's 20 years old. You get a classic.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. After 20 years, your vehicle's a classic.
Car, you get a blue.
You can get it's an antique.
You pay more money for it.
It's an antique. Well, you're just not supposed to drive it as much. Like my Harley's 21 years. I can go get an antique plate for it now after 20 years.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's that's what's up.
All my license plates are with the Florida sheriff. So it looks like I'm a Florida sheriff. No one's going to screw with me.
Right.
I actually had someone pull up and go, are you an undercover cop? I said, yeah.
I'm whatever you want me to be. I'm as real as the government.
Oh.
I have a black car. I have a black car with black tint. There you go.
That's all it needs. That's all it needs, man. Listen, this is crazy. But again, this is where we are. I mean, you mentioned BlackRock. I know that they're hitting companies, these subsidiaries, because your text messages on your phone right now are probably trying to offer you money for your home. Everybody's trying to buy your home. And I know that's the part of their holdings is to create a country, a world of renters. They want to own everything.
Yeah, they don't.
You rent it.
The World Economic Forum says you'll own nothing and be happy. So, how does that happen?
Yeah.
How does that statement happen?
They're going to muscle you out of everything.
Well, it happens with the great taking.
Yeah.
Because if you have a mortgage, the bank owns the house.
Yeah.
If you have a stock or a bond, your money's pooled at the DTCC. You don't own the underlying asset. So,
how do they take your car? Like, say you owe $8,000 on your car.
The bank owns your car.
They own it now, so you finish paying for it.
Well, they'll be able to turn it off very shortly. Every electric car they could turn off too, right?
You told us not to get electric cars.
I don't have no electric cars.
You might want to get electric because the oil prices are going to go out of the way. But you might want to have 2 or 3 other cars.
Yeah.
So you actually could drive, because when they turn off the electric car, at least you have the gas car.
That is
but the gas is going to be really high,
Yeah.
So I mean, this is not made up stuff here, guys. This is it. We've been talking about this for 5 different episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in it. You are living history of what's about to happen, and everything I said, okay, it's all going to play out in real time, because we see the plan. The plan is right in front of us. Oil, fertilizer, shut down logistics. They don't want you to travel. They don't want you to go. They don't want you to go to Europe.
Yeah.
They want you to stay within 15 minutes of your life. Okay.
Well, yeah.
It's happening right in front of you. So if you're going to ignore it, you're going to be a victim.
Well, that's real, because every new development that's being built, at least in this area in Florida, they're creating a city. They want to give you everything you need within a couple of minutes of your home. So your kids will grow up and only know the same kids that's in that area. They'll never have a reason to go outside that area. They have school, all your grocery stores, your barbershops, everything that you need is right here. So you have very little need to go way over there. But that sounds great. Oh man, I got everything that's very convenient. But we are already entering an era where we're not social. we don't really communicate. The travel is already coming down. So now you are going to be in your bubble. You're to get to the point where you're afraid to leave your bubble.
Well, they want
because that's your comfort.
They want your virtual reality to take you to Paris.
Yeah.
And that's what the World Economic Forum said. The masses will have the virtual reality take you to Paris while the elite can still fly their planes, can get there. So yeah, that's what's planned.
So they want it to look like
they already control the food system.
Like during the scamdemic when I went to Chicago and I'm walking down a Michigan Avenue and I can hear my voice banging off the walls because there was nobody in the street. They want unlimited access. They want their own private access because if we're there, we're clogging up the streets, making the lines longer.
I mean, listen, they have to have enough energy for the AI data centers, and we're in the way.
Yeah. Well,
we are in the way.
That's why you tell your youngsters
your house
to go get that electrician.
Use too much energy.
Tell that youngster that's struggling in school to go to get his electrician license because they don't have enough people to install enough power.
Learn how to be an AI expert.
So also very interesting.
Too.
The AI data centers have been getting approved, and now there's been a lot of battles between residents and the county commissioners having all but what they're now doing is they're making this a military necessity, like emergency, and they're striking deals with these commissioners, and
it's a matter of national security, boys and girls.
They're just bypassing the citizens, and they're going to put them up, and that's basically what's going to happen. It's the AI surveillance grid.
Yeah,
that's really what it is. Why do we need all these? Because we're plugging too much in the ChatGPT. No, they can have all the data on you.
Wow.
Yeah,
I want my piece of land in the woods with some cows on it, Vince.
Well, I do. I want some cow, but anyway, that's a different conversation. But now, listen, man, this is real information. It's scary. It's scary for somebody like me that's been working in a government system for 32 years now. It's petrifying because.
And we talked about
it
before.
Yeah.
But now, once again, but you see the plan. You see it like they're bulldozing their way through here. It's amazing.
It's faster than you thought. And so that's why we're back here with them today, because again, when we talk about uprising. The kicking of the can, we was hoping 3 years.
No uprising. We're losing our purchasing power. We're going broke by the day. Okay. And Americans are just sitting back. It's like, we talked about the
being
frog,
on the Titanic while it's sinking.
The frog getting boiled. We're getting boiled.
Yeah.
We just don't know it yet.
Right.
Okay.
Because it's just going up a degree at a time.
We're just chilling in the bathtub right now with no care in the world.
And I think it happens that way because people are like, well, I'm comfortable now. We're not thinking about down the road. They're comfortable now. Oh, wow, that little increase in, okay, maybe I won't go out this weekend. So you're basically being confined back into the space. It's happening. It's just not happening as fast.
Listen, people must be living off credit cards like out of control.
They are.
You can only go so far.
$54,000 is the average.
Their house or whatever.
$54,000.
People are financing groceries. Yeah, it's not a good situation.
Yeah,
it's not getting better. Whatever's coming out of the mainstream media, we're in the decline. There's no savior coming. It has to basically end. The financial system has to end. It has cancer. It's been injected with life support, and it's dead. It's a corpse. They're just playing a con on.
It's like watching Weekend at Bernie's. They're just like.
We had Biden as the Bernie guy.
So was Biden a robot? Because I've seen some new stuff where it's like
or
see the AI.
Definitely there was a
see the AI robot.
Well, there was one time he was like a basketball player. He was really tall.
Yeah. Listen,
it was like
body doubles are real out there. I'm telling you.
No, the
politics in Hollywood are they're in bed.
So I was at a seminar out in Palm Beach, and I know CIA definitely has masks and doubles.
Yes,
but the Russian what do you call the Russian KGB? They do not do it. That's what the lady from the CIA said. Russia does not do that. United States mask. Body
Oh
double,
yeah,
everything.
we body double, we masked, and all of that kind of good stuff. I mean, there's been video matchups where these politicians were asked questions that they just answered in the interview before. They had no idea how to answer it on the next interview because it wasn't them. But guess what? Hollywood has done the same. Some of your favorite actors, when they get the long beards and these hair,
Yeah.
hey, that's not them.
And you know what? You're not going to be able to vote your way out of this.
Woo.
You know what's coming up with the next
You're voting
election.
for the Uniparty.
There's I've changed to an independent. I'm not going to vote. I'm done.
Okay.
Because
You voted for pedophiles.
yeah, I mean, I felt like I
Did I say that out loud?
With Trump. I got rug pulled on Trump. I mean, I was at his two of his rallies. I was a Trumper. I thought there was, maybe
some sort of hope,
something there. Clearly, just the second day he came in the office when he wanted to do a mRNA AI vaccine, I was like, oh, it's over. That did it for me. So
we're working on something.
He's on
with
the wrong
bleach.
side. He's obviously in the Epstein files. He's obviously controlled. We're captured.
They knew how to get along back then, bro. You got along by playing the party game. You played the party game by being at the party and participating in the party favors. Now, when he was a young playboy in the 80s running around and hitting the scene, it was glamorized. Oh, he's a debutante, whatever they call them, the men part of the debutante. He was a part of that society. And it was a normal thing. So now that it's that far of a reach to think that he might be in those files. No, hell no, it ain't that big of a reach. Because he was
38,000 times. So.
Easy.
Right.
Hey, look, Hollywood plays games with you. I think I said it the last time. The blob of Nickelodeon is in the shape of Epstein Island. We put our kids to watch Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
They do it in your face in plain sight, and they're giggling like, "Well, we tried to tell you."
Have you watched the Lego videos on YouTube?
I have not.
Yeah, those are hilarious.
Those are really good.
Like the rap ones.
Yeah, but they're really telling you what's happening in America. Yeah. They're calling out.
It's the modern day Simpsons.
They're really calling out everything, and it's amazing because no one else in our society is calling anyone out here. Mm-hmm. So now you got Iran trying to win the social media.
Yeah.
And it's
so crazy.
Yeah, and it's not fake. Everything they're portraying.
That's
is probably the truth because we're not getting the
truth. Or at least partially true.
We're not getting the truth coming.
No.
So
30% if we're lucky.
You got to create your own truth. Educate your own kids.
Yeah.
Educate your own kids. Yeah, they got to go to school, whatever. Get that certificate, but try to do the best you can to educate your own kids off of what you learned in reality and know. Don't just pass down what grandma told you because that shit is dead. It's not going to work, and so that's all we can do at this point is to try to protect our own and be ready for survival. But again, keep your head to the ground, listening to things so we can stay abreast of this, man.
The old advice is completely obsolete.
It's obsolete. It's over, So I think we said on the last episodes that the new doctors are going to be the plumbers, because trades are going to start winning again because AI is going to be able to do all of the surgeries and they're going to do it better than you. So, you got to start planning for the future, guys. So, that's why we bring this guy here.
Yeah.
We bring him back here so he can blow our mind. Wait a minute. I think I got a mind-blowing thing here. Wait a minute.
Here we go.
Okay, wait. No, I know it's funny. No, I'll find it. Oh, no, we just got the ooh. We got the ooh.
Wrong one.
But anyway.
Well,
hey, but seriously.
So to wrap it up, we've been at it for an hour and 15 minutes. We're heading into a storm. And I'm not saying the storm where the cute people, where we get freed and all that BS that there's coming to say. We're heading into the real storm. And this is your life savings. This is your health. Okay? This is it. Either you embrace it, or you're going to be a victim of it, basically. So get prepared. You see it with the oil. Understand what oil means. Understand what fertilizer means to society. And once you understand that, you understand
we're about 3 to 5 years out of we have major problems with what is happening now because of the Strait of Hormuz. There's a no turn back because what's done is done. So yeah, our plane is flying into a tornado right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
With all that being said, again, rewind it, take notes, go back, make whatever necessary preparations you need to make to take care of you and your family. In the meanwhile, we're going to just remind you once again, please subscribe, share this video with anybody that you know that's in the system like me.
Well, somebody that you care about and you want them to know this information.
And so at least you can make some kind of conscious decision going forward to take care of you and your family. So once again, time number 5, we thank Russ for giving us some of his very, very valuable time out here. So
and maybe go back to see the older ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you'll watch this one and then go back.
Go back.
Your mind's going to be blown.
Yeah.
I watched a couple of them leading up to it, and go back and watch them.
Look, we're just gonna give Russ his own section on the podcast.
They're in the category of playlist of financial health, right?
Yes, in financial health.
Easy to find.
So again, we take care of all levels of health, and these are part of that financial health area. So again, we thank you for letting us come to your office, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
We got it. Thank you.
You know, and so hey, on that note,
Podcast Twins are out.
peace.